Imagine this. The world's most photographed royal, Meghan Markle, known for dazzling red carpets, fashion spreads, and high-profile interviews, suddenly finds herself silenced in a way no one expected. Not a whisper of scandal, not a fleeting social media feud, something far more permanent. Prince William, in a move that has stunned both palace insiders and Hollywood watchers, has reportedly blocked Meghan from using any royal imagery, titles, or references in her future media projects. Yes, you read that right. No crowns, no Duchess references, no royal brand leverage in her books, documentaries, podcasts, or even interviews. And according to insiders, this decision has left Meghan in tears, grappling with a reality she might never have anticipated. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. What does this mean for Meghan's career, for the royal family's image, and for the delicate dance between royalty, celebrity, and media influence? Let's dive in. First, let's set the stage. Prince William, heir to the British throne, has historically been seen as calm, diplomatic, and thoughtful in his dealings. Yet this latest decision sends a clear, uncompromising message. The royal family's imagery and legacy cannot be used for personal gain. According to insiders, William personally oversaw the restrictions, emphasizing that royal titles, portraits, or even allusions to his family cannot be monetized or leveraged in any media project by Meghan. Why is this significant? Because Meghan, ever the savvy media strategist, has built a career bridging Hollywood fame and royal recognition. From documentaries to interviews to philanthropic campaigns, her brand often subtly, or not so subtly, benefits from her royal association. William's decision essentially draws a line in the sand. Her identity as a former royal is no longer a media tool. Can you imagine the internal pressure Meghan must feel? It's not just a creative restriction, it's an emotional one, touching on legacy, personal identity, and professional ambition all at once. How do you pivot when a part of your brand has been legally and publicly restricted? So what does this mean in practice? Imagine a few scenarios. Books and memoirs. Any narrative referencing her life as a royal or using family titles is off limits. Publishers will likely require legal clearance for mentions of royal lineage or imagery. Documentaries and docuseries. Those sweeping cinematic shots of palaces or mentions of her ducal title. Scrapped unless fully independent of the royal brand. Interviews and podcasts. Questions about royal experiences can be asked. But Meghan cannot reference official royal titles or use them to drive publicity or storytelling leverage. The restrictions aren't punitive, they're protective. The royal family wants to safeguard its public image while also making it clear that personal projects must not exploit the family brand. Yet for Meghan, it feels like an emotional and professional roadblock, forcing her to rethink strategies she may have relied upon for years. Can a celebrity pivot successfully when a core component of their brand is suddenly inaccessible? History suggests it's possible, but it requires creativity, resilience, and laser-focused personal branding. Many are asking, why now? Why such a decisive and seemingly harsh restriction? According to palace insiders, there are several key reasons. Protecting royal legacy. The family is highly protective of its image. With decades of history, titles, and ceremonial imagery, they want to ensure nothing is used commercially without oversight. Preventing misrepresentation. Any unauthorized use could distort historical or contemporary royal context, potentially misleading the public. Setting a precedent. Allowing one member to use royal references could open the door for others, creating long-term complications for media control and brand integrity. For William, the decision wasn't personal, it was strategic. It underscores his commitment to safeguarding the monarchy's reputation in a world saturated with media, social commentary, and viral moments. Yet, emotionally, it clearly struck Meghan hard. Imagine being told you cannot publicly reference experiences that shaped your personal journey, that defined your public narrative, and that contributed to your fame. For anyone, even outside the royal sphere, this is disorienting and emotional. Insiders claim that Meghan was in tears upon hearing the news. But why such a visceral reaction? Loss of brand leverage. Part of her media identity relies on her royal experience. restricting that can feel like losing a core asset. Identity conflict. Meghan has often spoken about blending her personal and royal identities. This move forces her to separate them, an emotionally complex task. Professional uncertainty. With projects like documentaries, memoirs, or future philanthropic campaigns, the restrictions introduce legal and creative hurdles she may not have anticipated. Yet, while the news was emotionally challenging, Meghan is known for resilience. Observers suggest that this could spark a creative pivot, encouraging her to explore media projects that rely purely on her personal story, advocacy work, or entertainment expertise, rather than royal association. It's easy to see this as a personal feud. But there's a strategic angle. By enforcing strict boundaries, William and the palace are sending a message both internally and externally. Royal titles and imagery are not commodities. They maintain control over the monarchy's representation, ensuring that personal ambitions do not overshadow institutional integrity. This decision could also influence public perception. While Meghan has her supporters, some may view this as a principled stand by William to protect the monarchy from commercialization. It's a balancing act, maintaining public trust while managing private family dynamics, a challenge that few families face at this scale. While this situation is unique, there are surprisingly relatable lessons here. Boundaries matter. Even high-profile individuals must respect established rules. Knowing where lines are drawn can prevent professional or personal complications. Pivot under pressure. Constraints can spark creativity. Meghan's media career may now pivot toward new storytelling avenues independent of her royal association. Brand identity is multifaceted. Relying too heavily on one aspect of your identity, whether royal status, company title, or social influence, can backfire if external forces restrict its use. Diversifying your brand is crucial. Emotional resilience. Even in tears, Meghan's response can inspire. Facing setbacks with grace, reflection, and strategic planning is a lesson we can all apply. So, how would you pivot if one of your core professional tools were suddenly unavailable? How would you reimagine your story while keeping your voice intact? These are questions worth reflecting on, both for media personalities and anyone navigating professional challenges. This moment isn't just about Meghan and William. It reflects a broader intersection of fame, media, and institutional control. Royals are no longer just ceremonial figures. They exist in a media-driven ecosystem where every statement, photo, or memoir has global consequences. This restriction sets a precedent for future media projects, signaling that even celebrity status cannot bypass institutional safeguards. It also raises questions about agency and identity. How does someone navigate personal storytelling when legal, emotional, and institutional barriers intersect? Meghan's journey may provide a blueprint or cautionary tale for other celebrities balancing fame, personal narrative, and public expectation. While the restrictions are formidable, insiders suggest Meghan is already exploring alternatives. Personal storytelling, projects focusing on her life outside of the royal lens, career milestones, advocacy work, and personal achievements. Philanthropy-focused media, documentaries, or campaigns highlighting social causes without royal branding. Entertainment projects, leveraging her Hollywood background for acting, production, or media ventures independent of the monarchy. Every restriction also opens an opportunity. Meghan has proven adaptable, creative, and resilient, qualities that may allow her to transform a professional setback into a new wave of innovation. Prince William's decision to block Meghan Markle from using royal imagery or titles in her media projects is a defining moment, not just for her career, but for public understanding of royalty, celebrity, and agency. It is a reminder that boundaries exist even at the highest levels, and navigating them requires strategy, resilience, and creativity. For Meghan, it may feel like a personal loss, but it also offers an opportunity to redefine her narrative, explore uncharted creative paths, and demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity. And for all of us, it's a chance to reflect. How do we pivot when the tools we rely on are suddenly unavailable? How do we balance identity, ambition, and external expectations? Here's the takeaway. Setbacks are inevitable, but how we respond shapes our future. Meghan's journey, though public and scrutinized, shows that even in tears, one can find new paths, new stories, and new opportunities to shine. What do you think Meghan should do next? Could this restriction spark her most creative and independent projects yet? Share your thoughts, theories, or even your own experiences with professional pivots in the comments below, and let's discuss how challenges can turn into